Somebody said to me the other day, when we asked them what they liked so much about their offices at Lingfield Point, they said, they're offices with soul. And I think that soul comes from the fact that the buildings had a previous use. It was built as a 1950s wool factory, and we haven't built a new building on site. We've reused, recycled, upcycled the existing wool factory buildings into fantastic award-winning business space. But you can use that as a theme to go on and have a bit of fun with it. So we've got knitting classes on site, we've got a knitting circle that meets in the cafe. We themed a bit of the cafe, we called it the Snug. We've got allotments on site, we've got beehives on site producing Lingfield Point honey. So all those little themes, the art that we've got around the site, go back to the days when, they hark back to the heritage as a wool factory. Which kind of takes us back to what we're doing here today, the Festival of Thrift.
The brand is fantastic. The idea of the Festival of Thrift fits the times and fits the generation so much.
And thrift can be a very creative way of working. To live thriftily, you have to think, you have to be creative. But the whole thing about not wasting stuff is just a great way of living, and it gives you a sense of purpose that sometimes just spending money doesn't.
Festivals are what the media want to talk about. They really do like the idea of a public celebration. And so, what it can do is really be quite an important thing for marketing and branding of Darlington.
I've always been thrifty, born to a thrifty family, born in Morecambe, brought up in Blackburn. My nan and my mum always making clothes. I learnt, when I started selling stuff on Camden Market, and Red or Dead was all about, at first was all about upcycling, taking second-hand clothes and putting them into a new context. And to see that new things that are made from old become worth a lot of money, become collectible, become art pieces in their own right is great, because that whole thing about bringing things back and not forgetting skills and not just doing something and sticking it in landfill, it's got to make sense. And so it's a great way of living, even though we're wealthy enough not to have to do it. We are not daft enough not to do it.
It's taken this recession to make people take stock and think, actually, well, there's something really good about the idea of living thriftily. Values that have become, until recently became old hat, laughed at, because it was all about buying new, you can buy it cheap, so why not buy another one, all that sort of stuff. And it's only a convergence of a recession and people's awareness that the planet's resources can't sustain that style of living that's brought us to where we are. After this, hopefully you will be enthused by the Festival of Thrift and will want to know more about it. So we've got a website, festivalofthrift.co.uk, and we have a Facebook page, Festival of Thrift. It's kind of a celebration of a lot of brand values we've got at Lingfield Point: the recycling, the reusing, the making things, growing things, being sustainable.
It's great now to be embarking on something that is, that brings our visions together in Lingfield Point, so exciting.
But more broadly, in a lifestyle sense, it's something we really believe in. And we like to have fun.